Good morning. This is going to be a general daily read for January 18th. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, don't try to make it. Let's see. What do we... Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is my good investment. I think it's, you're just starting out, laying the foundations, kind of being open to receive a little bit. It's always a good investment. So let's see, I want to see which way it goes. Definitely solid foundations are being built. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is about truth. It's about basically being, I don't want to say be given the truth, but if it kind of falls in your lap in a way about something. Still not sure about the Pentacles. Let's keep going. Alright. So we have the Lovers. A truth might be coming out about your counterpart. What could you not know yet? Let's see. So it's either a good investment, building solid foundations, and there are certain cards that when I get them, I'm just like, this is one of them. Let's see, Eight of Swords. Me and my sister were just talking last night about cards that we just plague us, Temperance, this one. We've gotten this quite a bit in the last few weeks, and it's really something I think a lot of people have been struggling with. It's self-limitations, perceived bondage, like you're feeling stuck, you're feeling, you're just stuck where you are, and you just have to sit there. You're not, this is all, it's a mind thing. Swords are always our mind, so that's what's holding you back. That's what's making it not able for you to move anywhere, are the limitations that you've kind of put on your situation yourself. It's something that keeps coming up. And it's almost like, you have a really good day, and then it's just, I don't know if it's because you just, It's like they don't see a way. Oh, okay. So, trust, you're supposed to have trust, okay? And truth. That the foundations are being laid for this. Okay. We are, I think, talking ourselves into a really shitty place in our minds. And it's all because we can't see how it's going to work. We can't see, not that the relationship itself won't work, but I think that you can't see how it's going to happen. You know, and that's a very logical thing, you know, is to need to know the who, the what, the when, the where, the why. You know, you have to know how, when. And it's limiting you. You know, if you were to just kind of trust and realize that things are progressing, you know, maybe a little slower than you'd like, but they are progressing and they're building, you know, stable foundations to build on, you know, you might not seem as stuck then. Let's see. Alright, Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is, you feel beaten, you feel bruised, you feel just weary, you know. I can guarantee you, you're not happy that, you know, going to be taking any amount of time longer. Because you've just had enough. But nines are an ending, so it's on its way out. And I know we've been hearing that. Believe me, I know, but it really is. It's ending and another one is beginning. So that's why it doesn't feel, I think half the time people miss it actually changing to a new cycle is because they're waiting for like some big, you know, cutoff for the old cycle. That's not what happens. It's a gradual, you kind of like blur into the next thing because it's continual. You don't stop. Just, you know, all right, we're stopping, we're going to start a new cycle. No, it just kind of continually goes into a new cycle. There's no stopping. So that's why it's not noticeable. You are phasing into, you know, a new area of your life. So yeah, you're going to feel, you know, beat to shit. You have, you've had how many years of the cycle you've been in? And for most people, what I feel is it's been years. This shit has been going on. So we really need to be making sure. I dropped a card. Page of Cups. We really need to be making sure that we're trying as hard as we possibly can to keep our thoughts not limiting. We need to make sure that they're not the ones keeping us stuck. You know, if we're where we're at because, you know, we need to learn things or because we still need to grow or learn lessons or whatever the reason, that's fine. Look at it that way, that's why you're still there. But you shouldn't be, you know, thinking that you have to be somewhere just because you know, whoop, this is my lot in life. I guess I'm going to be here now. Now, you might be there now, but I mean, it's not going to last. You know, just tell yourself that, you know, where you are now is not where you're going to be if you're having an issue with where you are. Page of Cups is, he brings a lot of love with him. He is kind of a Casanova. I don't know. Very sweet. Not entirely mature in that way. Temperance. I can't get away from it. Patience is great, isn't it? Temperance is. So, I don't know if that's, you know, a nod to the Page of Cups, because I said that he's sweet, but he's not exactly a king. So, patience. He'll get there. So if that's what you're dealing with, you know, your guy really might be coming to you, and maybe he doesn't seem like he's a king yet, but he does have a lot to offer you. I'm not saying to, you know, ever be with somebody just because you imagine there being potential, because that is not what I'm saying. But they've definitely worked on themselves. They're in the process of working on themselves. They might not be, you know, even where they want to be in their mind yet, but, you know, they are working on it. You know, and then that takes patience. You know, it takes patience for people to get their stuff together sometimes. There could also be, Page of Cups also can be messages coming in, almost like offers of love. You know, he may not have much to offer right now. Again, going back to him being only a page, but it's temperance. That's so funny. I'm gonna have to tell my sister about that. DarlingDTarot, if you want to check out my sister, who is awesome and amazing. Very cool. We were actually on the phone last night for a few hours. What's next? Oh, the Fool. Alright. Fool is, he's an ending, he's a beginning, he's a reset button, he's a brand new life, just completely new, starting from scratch. Like, if you can see too, he's like real, he's just ready. And it's fresh, and it's new, and it's exciting, and he's finally on his own doing stuff. You know, it's sunny, it's adventurous, and he's packing pretty light. You see all the stuff he's bringing with him? Not a lot, okay? He's not bringing a lot of baggage. So there's an indication of how much is going to be brought from your old life into this new cycle in a lot of ways. Not a whole lot, just the things that have helped us grow, just the lessons, just the things we needed to carry with us. That's what we're taking. But other than that, it needs to be let go of. You know, that's something I like to practice a lot, is, you know, not getting attached, is detachment from things. And not because, you know, I mean, there's a difference between, you know, detaching to not feel anything and just detaching because, you know, you don't own anything. You know, it's, if you're detaching just because you don't want to have to feel a feeling, that's not the kind of detachment I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about being numb. You know, I mean, you know, you own nothing, nothing owns you. It's just a freedom. And that's what the Fool has. The Fool has ultimate freedom that way. He has nothing that is truly anchoring him anywhere. You know? Like, he doesn't give a shit about anything right now, other than where he wants to go. He has white flowers are often seen as purity. He's holding a white flower there. So, I mean, it shows that this new life, this new path that you're going to be going on is very pure. It's very honest in its intention and its, you know, the reason for it. You know, this isn't a really self-centered. I don't know how to describe it, but it's definitely has good intentions. Like you just like wearing rose-colored glasses, like you just see everything just like it's going to be great. No matter what you're doing, it's going to be successful. It's going to be great. There's not going to be any problems. You're not going to have any issues pop up. You know, that kind of mentality when you first start out and you're like super excited, and then, you know, you start doing it and you actually do it and it sucks sometimes. But this is before that. This is when you're just starting out and things are still fresh and new. A really awesome card. All right, I'm going to do one more. And then I'm going to switch to my angel cards and a healing card. Oh, I got two. There's another card me and my sister were talking about last night. And we got both of these actually. Sometimes we'll talk to each other and we'll like pull cards for each other. We both like how each other reads really a lot, so it's cool. Because we both have like really different styles of reading. Five of Wands is, I don't want to say chaos, but it's kind of like a lot going on. You know, just every time you turn around, something. You know, it's just constant battle. But it's not, it doesn't have to be, I don't feel that it's like a too horrible of a thing. But it's just like it's a constant something that keeps coming up. You know? Other card, we got Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is sometimes about, well, not focusing on your work. Daydreaming could be waiting. That's how you feel. Something keeps coming up, and that's why there's waiting. I have a feeling like this is some sort of a cycle, you know, that is delaying whatever this is from happening. This cycle that, you know, we're stuck in, that we obviously haven't grasped, like the ultimate lesson of it, is why it keeps repeating. And it's only gonna get louder and louder and louder and more apparent in your life, because you're being forced basically to learn this lesson. You have to, so we can move on. Okay, there's an entire new almost existence in a way coming, you know. But there's this chaos, this, I just feel like it's ugh. It just feels like it's always something, and that is mental. If you tell yourself, oh, it's always something, it's always the, like, yeah, it's gonna be. You are gonna continually have shit come up. You're gonna continually have this kind of stuff, you know. And until you can get that kind of under control, this is what, you know, everyone's kind of doing. Like you, Counterpart, your spiritual team, they're all kind of like, any day now, she's gonna get it, you know. And it's fine if you're not getting it, but I'm telling you, it's mental. All of this perceived chaos, the shit coming up, everything going on at the worst possible time, it's because you're making it. Because you're thinking to yourself, every time something good happens, something bad happens. Well, there you go. Every time I'm happy, something bad. Like, you're giving yourself a cycle that's just not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop until you realize that you're the one that can stop it. Then it'll stop. You know, there doesn't have to be this constant chaos in your life. It's like an ongoing battle, almost a daily battle. And there's no need for it. I know that's, you know, easy to say, but I don't know any other way to say. If we can change just our attitude. You know, I think for some people to hear, change your thinking, yeah, it sounds good, but like it also sounds pretty tough, like to change your entire way of thinking. Like you've lived on this way of thinking. You know, everything you've done has been with this way of thinking. So to think that you can just be like, all right, change our thinking. Obviously, you know, that's daunting to think about. But if we could just change our attitude, you know, try to take up a more grateful attitude, a more, I don't even want to say positive. It doesn't have to be a positive attitude. It could just be an attitude, you know, where, yeah, things might be shitty, but you know what? The wheel's going to keep turning, and then, you know, I'm going to come into mine soon. You know? Admit, yeah, things seem pretty shitty right now. But, you know, sooner or later, that wheel is going to keep moving, and I'm going to come into mine. That's, you know, where I am is not where I'm going to stay. I learned lessons where I am. You know, I'm not stuck. You tell yourself these things because they're true. You don't have to worry that you're lying to yourself because you're not. You aren't stuck there. You know? You're not. We just need to change your perception of your situation. Again, easier said than done, but by working on it and by cultivating it and, you know, taking these baby steps, it's possible, it's doable. And you're going to do it because, you know, obviously. But it's necessary because you can't bring a whole lot with you with the Fool. You can't. It wouldn't be the Fool then, you know, if everything was exactly the same and you were taking everything you had before with you. Where's the newness in that? There's not. You have to get rid of certain things that don't serve you anymore. And limiting belief systems is one of them. You know, you're supposed to do a lot with yourself, a lot with your life, not only for yourself, but for other people. And we need to make sure that, you know, you can start out from a really, I don't want to say childlike, but in a way, like, yeah, kind of childlike because, you know, it's very innocent, it's very truthful, it's very honest. You know, it's exactly what kids are. If they don't want to do something, they'll tell you. If, you know, if If something's going to be boring, they'll tell you. If something, you know, if they want something, they'll tell you. To look at life through the eyes of a kid is just absolutely incredible. That was probably one of my favorite things about being a teacher, was getting to see how children perceive the world around them, because it's such a beautiful way to live. And it's kind of depressing also that as you grow up, you lose that magic about just being able to open your eyes that day. You know, so I think going back to that kind of mentality is healthy and it's needed. We need to just be grateful, like, that this is just, oh my God, we got to wake up today, we got to, you know, I got to read more tarot cards, I got to spend time with my kids, I got to, you know what I mean, like, we need to find things that we're super grateful for. Perfect. I was going to say I wanted to. We got King of Earth, which is successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered, the Midas touch. Those of you who don't know who Midas was king, and he turned everything that he touched to gold because he was greedy, in a nutshell. If it's a person, King of Earth would be the King of Pentacles in the regular tarot. He's generous, professional, responsible, and practical. He's also the most well-manifested of the kings. He's basically, doesn't matter what area, you know, each other king is basically, you know, the master of his domain. It's, you know, cups, emotions, feelings, swords, thoughts, ideas, intellect, you know, wands, actions, confidence, like that sort of, they all have like these little niches that they're kind of in for mastery, but the King of Pentacles is kind of very well-rounded and manifested in just about every area you can manifest in. And he's very, he's smart. He's a smart guy. Very smart, very down to earth though. He's not, he's confident, but he's not like a douchebag about it, if that makes sense. Like he's just he's kind of chill, but he knows his worth. We also got number 13, which is release, Archangel Azrael. It says the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. Okay, so there we go. Time to move on. So I'm going to read through a little book. We'll do release first. Which is pretty cool. Okay, we'll start with the Archangel in charge, which is Azrael. He heals your heart when changes and losses bring about grieving. Call upon Azrael to help you move forward fearlessly and let go of the past. Inevitable positive changes, facing your fears, relationship transitions, spiritual evolution. And I'm telling you, it is all going to be kicked off with this, with learning that this is crap. This is not what's going on with you. You are not stuck here. This is not the place you are stuck in. You're not. This isn't you. This is how you perceive yourself. You're not like that. We're going to change our attitudes. You know? Yeah. We're going to change our attitudes. We're going to change not our thinking, you know, in a radical way, so it's too much to handle. We're just going to change our attitude a little bit. We're going to look at things differently, and we're going to be optimistic. Not always positive, but optimistic about the future. Alright, it says this card signifies that it's time to move on because this project or phase in your life is now complete. Yay! There's no benefit in remaining in this situation. Instead, shake off the old and welcome the new. Which was welcoming you. We had all the way back there with the Pentacles. You may experience a sense of relief at the ending, or there may be some sadness. Either way, it's time to leave that which you've outgrown. Take your time in adjusting to this change in your life. It is not necessary to rush. Be kind to yourself during this period of transition and seek the support of friends and family. Okay? So, perfect card for the situation. Now we're going to go Counterpart, which is, there we go. Okay, so if this was a person, it would be, their definition is someone with outstanding business skills who is good with money and can provide excellent advice. A person who has been successful in a career and now enjoys the finer things in life, professional, generous, responsible, practical, and competent. The Midas touch, a captain of industry, employers, financial security. This is a successful time. Your current projects will go well. You may be promoted or offered a higher salary. Your talents and skills will bring rewards for you and others. Accept the opportunities offered and have confidence that you'll succeed. That's good. I'm going to send this to my mom. She's actually up for a promotion today at work. So, yay! I'm going to send that to her. Put that there so I know to do that. Alright. Very cool. So that maybe it's somebody who's going to help you. Maybe this is, who you're working on becoming. Whatever resonates with you is for you. But there's definitely been and is right now a situation that's ending, and once it ends, you're going to be catapulted to somewhere new, to a whole new vista in your life. It's incredible. All right, what do we need? These are the healing cards. What kind of healing do we need? Oh, we got 2. Okay. I didn't want 2. I only wanted 1. 2 of them. We got truth and integrity, which we got a few days ago, and healing. So, let's see. There we go. Healing. So for healing, it is a situation that has caused you concern is on the mind. You are a natural healer, and your healing thoughts have manifested into form. Sometimes a situation cannot heal until you release the challenge completely, so that healing light can enter. Your worries will soon be over because this card signifies that a healing has occurred. To realize this healing, however, you must first stop focus on what is wrong and instead affirm everything is in divine and in perfect order right now. So, what do we need to do? Change our perspective, right? Even the angels, things might be shitty, but they'll get better, right? You can acknowledge that times aren't that great, but also that the cycle of life guarantees that they're going to get better. That's just how stuff works. That's life. That's life. If you're on bottom, you're going to be on top. If you're on top right now and you're feeling super great and like nothing can touch you, guess what? You're going to circle back around too, and you're going to be on the bottom. It's not because you're being punished. It's not because, God doesn't like you. That's just how shit works. Sometimes you're on top and sometimes you're on bottom. You have natural healing abilities, and this card asks you to have faith that God works through you as an earth healing angel. Hold thoughts of love around any situation that seems to need healing. Visualize this situation as healed right now. Then give thanks to God for his healing and completely release everything to the angels. The powerful effects of your healing work touch many lives. Okay, so keep an attitude of love about you, an air of love about you. And I do this, I'll do this for fun sometimes, even at the store, or when I'm driving, I'll see people who look totally miserable. So I'll I don't know exactly what I do, what it's called that I do, but I'll I kind of see a thing around them. I make I don't know. I don't know what it is. Energy, maybe, that I give people? I don't really know what the definition of it is. I've never really put a name to it. I'm not sure, but usually it's when I'm, you know, somewhere and I see somebody looking kind of miserable. Just send them some love. That's wherever you go. If you see somebody, you don't even got to talk to them, which is a great thing. You know, you just bless them. I guess that would be a good term would be to bless people. That's what I'm doing there. All right, let's see. I saw a guy the other day. He was on the side of the road, and he looked miserable. He was like spinning one of those little sign things, and he just looked like he hated everything. So I sent him a little blessing. Here we go. Like, where the hell is this card? You are guided to be very honest with yourself and to be true to yourself in all your activities and actions. The angels say to you, let go of anything inauthentic and all activities that do not mirror your highest intentions of yourself. Okay, again, the belief systems that we have might not be working in our favor. When we open our hands and release unhealthful situations, divine light can enter. There's another card. The last card we had said the same thing. Release so more can come in. Miracles always follow when we surrender troubling conditions. You'll find that the job, relationship, health issue, or other circumstance heals rapidly in ways you could never imagine. All along the way, the angels will perfectly guide you to actions which will either help you replace the situation with something better or heal it entirely. Expect a miracle when you decide to be true to you. So, yeah. And true to you is at your basic core frequency is love. That you can't get more authentic for anyone than to love. That is our what is at our core, what we are made of. It is love. So, do everything from love, do everything from your heart, and you have nothing to worry about. It's that simple. If you do everything from an authentic way, you know, and you'll know you're being authentic because you feel good. If you're doing or saying something and you don't feel good, that's not authentic. But if you're saying something and it makes you, you know, you're like, it resonates with you and it's you don't feel any, you know, resistance or conflicts within you, then you're on the right path. All right, almost 40 minutes, a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I hope this was able to help somebody. I'll have this up on my Instagram, DivineDestiny1111, in a little bit. I hope everyone has a super good day, and I'll talk to you later.